Hey family, welcome back into the channel. Listen carefully. Listen. Romans 8:28, Ecclesiastes 3:1, 8, and 2, 2 Corinthians 4:17. I'm going to place these scriptures in the description box of the video because I want you to prayerfully meditate over these scriptures, because what God has to say to us right now, it's going to give us more hope. It's going to give us that passion. Maybe that you're lost. It's going to give you that motivation and that drive to get right back into the race of life. Welcome into our broadcast today of You Are Enough. And it's always a pleasure to come in and chime in just to give my family some support and give you some encouragement, because we can never get too much encouragement. You know, although God gives us people to encourage us, the Word of God tells us to encourage ourselves in the Lord. You are going to have to pick up that word. You're going to have to get into the presence of God. You are going to have to tap in on your own. And then, family of God, you're going to see mighty things happen. God said He never wastes a season in your life. This is what I want to speak to you about. God never wastes a season. Never. God never wastes your pain, and God never wastes a season in your life. It doesn't matter how bleak that life is. It doesn't matter how much pain that you've gone through. God didn't waste that pain. You know, sometimes you go through life and you feel like I went through all that for nothing. I didn't get anything out of it. You came out of it. And when you come out of something, you learn a lesson from it. God never wastes a season. He didn't waste one season. It doesn't matter, family of God, how dark that season is, how cold that season is. Just like we go through natural seasons, as a believer, as a person of faith, we go through spiritual seasons, but not one season is wasted. Not one. You think about the seasons of your life, not one of those seasons were wasted. Think about the pain that you've endured. I don't care what pain it was, who caused it. It was a purpose behind that pain, and God is not going to waste your pain. That means God is not going to sit in heaven, look down at you, and not allow you to gain something great out of it. You know how much greatness is going to come out of your pain and your suffering? You know how many opportunities and breakthroughs and miracles that God is going to pull out of those seasons that you thought you couldn't produce, those barren seasons, those seasons of drought where there were no rain in that season, the season of hardships, those seasons of difficulties. Not one of those seasons was wasted, and not 1 ounce of your pain was wasted either. God never wastes a season. God never wastes pain. Hashtag it. God didn't waste my season. God didn't waste my pain. I didn't go through that just to go through with it. I want you to tell yourself that, because if we're telling the truth today, family of God, if we're honest with ourselves, we've all said it. I went through all that for nothing. This person took me through that for nothing. I sacrificed all that for nothing. That's not true. Let me tell you what's going to come out of that season that you thought you wasted. I'm going to tell you what's going to come out of the pain that you thought you went through with, and nothing came out of that pain but heartbreak and breaking and disappointment, pain, shame, embarrassment. No, that's not all that came out of that. You came out of that season of pain. You came out of that season that you thought you wasted. You didn't waste that season. You didn't waste the pain. Your preparation season is leading you right into opportunities. This is what God is doing when you feel like you're in a season that you wasted, when you feel like you go through pain and suffering and struggle after struggle after struggle, trial after trial after trial, heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. You feel like you've gone through that for nothing. You feel like you came out of it empty-handed. That's not true. God was preparing you in this season. You might be saying, Prophetess Nikki, this season of pain that I was in, the season of trial, all the hurt that I've gone through with, God was preparing me for this season. Yes, He was. He was preparing you into this season, because preparation season always leads you to opportunities. When God has you in a season of isolation, He's preparing you. When you are in that preparation season, it always leads you to a breakthrough. It will always lead you to a miracle. It will always lead you to opportunities. It doesn't matter if it's a small one, it's still an opportunity. It may be a small miracle, but it's still a small miracle. It may be a small breakthrough, but it's still a breakthrough. God is preparing you in this season because He's going to lead you to opportunities. And not only is God protecting you, preserving you while you're in this season that you thought you wasted, while you're in this isolation, all in this wilderness season, God said, I'm going to protect you too. It's going to lead you to opportunities. It's going to lead you to being strengthened, and God is going to protect you. You're like a seed that's been buried, and you might be buried in the coldest winter, but you're still going to grow. You are a seed that's been planted. And it's just like life just keep beating you down, doesn't it? Like life keep beating you down. You go further and you go further and you go further down. You know why God has allowed you to go that deep in the earth? So you can be grounded and rooted.